What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on this LeBron James situation that's going on, right? And earlier today, I saw an episode of, I think it was First Take, and they were speaking about LeBron James possibly going to the 76ers, right? Now, I don't know if LeBron James, I really don't think he's going to go to the 76ers. But what I do know is like all of this stuff that's going on with LeBron James is just it's exposing him and Rich Paul and his team as being like kind of desperate, right? Desperate because they're putting out all these different teams and all these different scenarios. When, if you remember, when LeBron James was in Cleveland, and they were speaking about LeBron James possibly going to LA. You didn't, because LeBron James had leverage and he knew that, it was basically a done deal. He didn't have to go about things the way they're going about things right now, right? So what does that tell me? That tells me that the situation is different and that LeBron James don't have the leverage that he did. He's not the same player that he was when he left Cleveland that second time to go to LA. He's not that player. Right now, the LeBron James and his team, they're basically bidding against each other. They're trying to make it seem like, these other teams want him and he's heavy in demand when that is not the case, right? And so now, and the thing about that is LeBron James is not fooling the public and he's not fooling these teams. Like these general managers and these teams know what's going on. And in my opinion, what's going on is a bidding war. LeBron James understand that this is his last, basically his last hurrah, right? And so he wants to get as much money out of the deal as he can. If the Lakers had to pay LeBron James that $54 million that he was due to get, then LeBron James would have stayed. He would have went back. But the Lakers didn't do that because the Lakers know that he wasn't worth that, and so they let him go. Instead of paying him $54 million, they gave Austin Reeves like about 40 million, right? And so once they let him go, that really put LeBron James in a situation where uh a desperate situation because now he has no leverage, right? And in the NBA, these teams in the NBA and the league are letting LeBron James push a narrative, even though they know the narrative is not true, but they're not going to step on LeBron James' toes, publicly and say that LeBron James is worth this and he worth that, or he's in high demand. So they're not going to allow him to do that. But they're also not going to pay LeBron James. Why would Philly pay LeBron close to what the Lakers wouldn't even pay him, or any other team, right? So LeBron James is he's out there without a team and he's going back and forth and he's playing these media games, but it's not going to work. Now, what's happening is teams understand that LeBron James coming to their team is going to be a big payday, right? It's going to be a large cash infusion. LeBron knows that, and teams know that. And so what's going on right now is LeBron James want a cut of the action. And that's all that's what's going on now. That's why you hear Philly, Cleveland, and you're hearing um who is it, Golden State. You're hearing these teams because he's trying to drum up some interest from one of these teams, like which one of these teams is going to give him the most money. Now the best deal for his legacy, or the best team or situation for his legacy, would be Cleveland. But Cleveland already made it publicly known that they only have about like $3 million, right? And so LeBron James and Cleveland has leverage. And so LeBron James want Cleveland to give up on some money, more money, because if LeBron James go to Cleveland, just like he did last time, it would be a large cash infusion for the organization, for the businesses in there, like for that local economy, they would really, really blow up. And then on top of that, remember, if LeBron James bring back Bronny along with himself, and they market it as like his farewell tour, that's really going to be mean money, right? For LeBron James touring around the league and also all the home games and stuff like that. They're going to make a ton of money off of LeBron James. And so LeBron James is trying to get Cleveland to give him more money because he understands what, what's at stake. Cleveland is trying to lowball him. And that's all it is. Like, so let me put it like this. All right, so if Philly or Golden State offer LeBron a little bit more than Cleveland, that still may not be enough to sway LeBron to go there because of the storyline. Remember, LeBron James is working on a documentary, right? Almost like just like what Michael Jordan had with The Last Dance. So he's doing that. And the storyline looks better if he goes home to Cleveland, right? If he go to Philly, for instance, this will be like his fourth. Let me see. He's with Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland, the Lakers, and now this will be like him switching teams 5 times. That's not really going to look good. It'll make him look like a journeyman more so than anything, or a mercenary more so than anything, right? But if he go back home to Cleveland, and Cleveland is the bookend, not only the bookend, but the middle of his career. He started there, he went back during the middle of his career, and now he'll be going back during the end of his career. If he can bookend it like that and write it up like that, that storyline is a better sell than him ending up at like on 5 different teams, right? And I'm counting Cleveland twice because he already been there 2 times. So this if he goes to Philly or Golden State, any other team besides Cleveland, that's not really going to look good for his legacy, and it's not really going to look good for like the movie, or the what is it, the documentary that they're doing, right? So LeBron James is using these other teams, Golden State, Philly, and whoever else come up to get Cleveland to up and give him some more money, because he knows that him going to Cleveland is going to be a big cash infusion. The team is going to make out like this deal right here. Like if he goes back to Cleveland, that's going to be like $100 million or more to the organization if they market it as a farewell tour, right? And so, and it might even be more than $100 million. But if they market it as a farewell tour, and then LeBron James bringing in all this revenue for the team, and the team only give him a couple $1 million, LeBron James, that's not going to sit right with LeBron James. So right now, what he's trying to do is he's trying to work out a deal with Cleveland to make it seem like, to make it seem like, or make Cleveland come up off of more of that money, basically. Because look at it. Golden State, he has a connection to Golden State, and that's Draymond Green. Draymond is a part of Clutch. So he's making it seem like, Golden State have an interest in him. When I don't know. I doubt it. Also, he has an interest in, a connection to Philly. And that's the guy Tyrese Maxey, right? Tyrese Maxey is also a part of Clutch Sports, right? But any team around the league that that he's not really represented with, you're not really hearing as much chatter or much talk about those, because he don't have a connection to those teams, as far as like having somebody on the team that's clutch management. So it's now the league knows, or the teams around the league understand what LeBron James is doing. Not a whole lot of people in the public see what LeBron James is doing, as far as like using his connections with different players as as leverage to really to get him a better deal with Cleveland, to make it seem like there's more interest. But teams not really buying into it, around the league. They're not buying into it. It's kind of ironic too that that everybody who has an interest in LeBron James are the teams who have players from Clutch Sports Management, right? And so, like I said, Cleveland know what's going on, and it looks to me like Cleveland is willing to play chicken with LeBron James. Um, and that's what it is. Like, who's going to blink first? And I think LeBron James might have to blink first because Cleveland, there are ways that Cleveland can celebrate LeBron James without LeBron James even being a part of, um, even taking part of that, like the retirement tour. They can honor him without him being there. They can retire his jersey, have a ceremony and say, well, we're going to retire LeBron James jersey and we're going to honor him in this way and that way. They can do all that kind of stuff later down the line and still make a lot of money off of LeBron James because LeBron James did 2 stints in Cleveland. Philly can't do that. And really, and I don't even want to name the teams, but basically, nobody else will be interested in doing that. So Cleveland can still make money off of having LeBron James there, and can do some things without LeBron James participate. So they have more leverage, man. And LeBron James is trying to get them to come up off of that money. So that's why he's trying to make it look like there's a bidding war when really there is no bidding war. It's just LeBron James trying to get Cleveland to come up off some more money. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know if you think, this is what's going on. I think LeBron James is going to end up with Cleveland. So, like I said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.